G day 42, and today I want to highlight a question that's been put to me. It's actually a doubt by Steve. Steve's asked, or been told, that he basically shouldn't lift his heel off the ground in his backswing. He's saying that his advice has been that his left heel should stay planted in the backswing. It's an area of not necessarily debate, but there could be some kind of conflict. Jack Nicklaus actually used to say that you should lift your left heel off the ground about an inch in the backswing, basically to enable weight to transfer across and onto the right side before you obviously drive onto that left side in the downswing. One of the things that I'm quite big on is the things that all the golfers do the same are the things that we should do the same. The things that the best golfers do differently, there's a little bit of room for manoeuvre with. And one of the other things I've spoken about during this series is it depends on the individual. If you're a person who's had hip replacements, knee replacements, a little bit elderly, maybe not quite as able and flexible as you used to be, a little bit of movement in this left heel in the backswing could actually facilitate movement, weight transference and storing your power quite well. The downside of movement with the left heel is that, and I've specifically positioned myself slightly differently today, so that in the background there you've got one of the posts in between the two fence panels. One of the things that can happen if that left heel is lifted too much is that it could give you the opportunity to get off the ball, and you'll see in relation to the fence panel now, my body's moved and I've got to have a corresponding sway and movement and drive back into the hitting area. And of course the one thing we're trying to do here is establish a consistency. Whatever we do going away from the ball, we've got to redo coming back toward the ball. So if we've moved away from the ball in the backswing, we've got to get back onto it, time that movement and basically work ourselves back into exactly the same spot when we make contact with the ball. That's a little bit more difficult. So I always prefer to see very limited, if any, left heel lift in the backswing, but I do accept that for some people it may make it easier if that left heel is lifted ever so slightly in the backswing. Of course, one of the other things that can happen if that left heel is allowed to lift is it can change the position in terms of where we are in the backswing up here. So what I would say to you is, by all means be aware that that can lift a little bit, but by the same token make sure that you're trying to retain your central point, you're trying to retain your height in the position that you're in all the way through. So small lift in the left heel is okay, so long as it doesn't come with sway and movement up and down. Go back to those exercises we did, and when you're making that rotation with the club between your elbows and behind your back, just see if you can keep that left heel on the ground as the weight transfers into your backswing, and drive through with the right hand on the way through. It's number 42. See you tomorrow for 43. Thank you.